Hello and welcome back. If you're new, hello, welcome. Feel free to subscribe. Speaking of which, I now have an email subscription. The link will be down below. You can check that out. The newsletters will be launched on the first Sunday of February and they're going to encompass everything. So I'll include blog posts and stuff on reviews that you may not have seen. So you can check that out. Anyway, you can subscribe for more information and there will be an ebook coming soon. I'm very excited. More on that later. So today's video, it's all about becoming freelance. Basically, you're now freelance, like me, and there's a lot going on and you're freaking out and you don't know what to expect. So I thought I would share my journey as I'm now 100% freelance. Panic. I thought it'd be really good to bring you along with me and we can figure this out together and we can share what does and doesn't work. So what I've experienced in my first 2 weeks, first off, utter excitement. Oh my god, like I cannot tell you. I'm so excited to have control over my time. So I don't have to get up at 5:30 anymore to get up and go to work. Excuse me, fluff. I actually now get up at 7 o'clock and I have time for exercise or going for a big walk and having some breakfast and easing into my day with an enormous cup of tea, and it doesn't require me going out when it's piddling rain and getting to work. I work from home so I can exercise indoors if I want to. So generally I start my day 7 o'clock, working by 9 o'clock, work through until late evening because, well, I take breaks throughout my day. I like to refresh my brain. But I get in, I'd say a good 10 hours actually every day. But that's grand, I fit in however many hours I need. I did manage to have some time off, for example, and I went to visit my friend. And I was able to do that during the week, which is very exciting. And it didn't cost me any holiday time. And I was able to do work while I was there, just keeping things ticking along. Winning. So first thing I've experienced, utter excitement, utter joy, utter delight at having control over my own time and excited to see where this is going to take me. Woohoo! Second thing that came up, complete and utter panic. And I mean complete and utter panic. How on earth am I going to pay the bills? Where is the money going to come from? Oh my god, I have to talk to these companies. I don't know what I'm doing. So whenever I was working part-time, I did put in some work and made some connections. But I didn't put in nearly enough time. If you're thinking about going freelance, put in all your time making connections and building your product much more stably than I have done. Well, I did do a fair amount of work, but put in loads of time, focus on that, people. So yeah, the panic has definitely hit me at various points, and I will explain what I'm doing about it in a minute. So the anxiety of don't know how I'm gonna pay the bills, and I don't know what I'm doing, and this whole freelance thing is really scary. I've nobody to help me if I fall, but there will, it'll be fine. The third thing that has hit me and I've really noticed is the frothy feelings. Now you've probably heard this bashed around on the internet and stuff, but it basically comes down to thinking you can't do this, ignoring the anxiety, which is the whole bills and whatever else. Frothy feelings is more along the lines of how can I sell this to people, and I'm not an expert in this, and blah blah blah. So how have I been dealing with these things? The excitement, I've come back to this repeatedly to pick me up from the anxiety and the frothy feelings. It's a good one to keep drawing on if you can, and keep remembering why you're doing this, because as a freelancer you have control of your own time and uncapped earning potential and the ability to work from wherever. So those are my three things. That's the main factor for me becoming freelance. I just have had enough. I want my life back and I want to go and do great things. So I need to remember that. But the frothy feelings have been a wee bit hard because I've always worked in software, whether it's support or testing, or I briefly was a dev as well. I've done various roles in software. I've worked in various roles in software for a long time. And then I've switched to doing SEO and social media and drawing up strategies and stuff. I know, it's scary. Now, I need to remember with these frothy feelings, like how on earth can I sell this to people? This is just stuff I know. And then I remember actually, so you've been online for about 4 years. You've learned a fair amount. You're gradually turning things around for yourself. Look at the view count on your channel, for example, which sounds a bit naff. But for example, I have just over 3,000 views or users, woohoo, which is very exciting. but I have over 800,000 views. I have almost 900,000 views, which is pretty impressive. And then I remember that I have put myself through multiple training courses on SEO, and I have also put myself through lots of training courses regarding social media management. I have started this years ago and all about digital marketing and content management, and I've inhaled the information and I have used that with my clients. I have also taught myself, or I've also inhaled lots of books around all of this. I try to keep up with the various articles. I read a lot on it, and I've learned to dismiss a fair chunk of it, because I once watched an SEO dude who said, even the title of the picture you upload for your thumbnail counts on YouTube. He posted this in 2016. That's utter nonsense, people. So I've learned basically to cut a lot of information. Obviously with that one, if it's on a blog, you want to make sure your alt text is there, and that's where your SEO, anyway, not gonna go into that. But I need to remember that I have learned a lot of information, I have a lot of good information to offer, and that I have decades of experience working in the technical field, and I have decades of experience translating technical jargon into English, because there seems to be a distinct lack of that. There's a lot of people working in SEO and content management and digital management that use a lot of jargon, and I'm aware that helps them demonstrate that they're worth their value, etc. But I think the value is training people and explaining it to them in a way that they will understand and that they will be able to use and bring that forward, carry it forward, and actually do some good with it. Now, there are definitely two different fields of thought on this, and some people are like, no, you need to use your technical words and you need to use this to demonstrate that you know stuff. And I'm like, no. I want people to understand it, and I want people to be able to translate it into English. And I'm good at that. I have written huge amounts of user or end user facing documentation. I have spent decades translating this information to make it usable. I'm good at it. I'm also good with people. I have taught people. I ran a dance school for a while. I have done all sorts of interesting things. I have actually done technical training. I have trained people on lots of different platforms and stuff. I've done this before. It's just a different platform, and I need to know that I can trust myself. I also need to make sure I treat myself as a bit of a customer here. I need to bring my own stuff up to speed to demonstrate this a wee bit more. But I need to let go of the frothy feelings. I know I can do this. It's going to be fine. If you're feeling this, write it down. Write down what it is that you do know. Write a list. I literally made a list of, you've done this, you've read this, you know this, you've done this, you've helped out here, your client did this. And I need to just be fine with it. It's going to be okay. I can totally do this. Something that has helped with the whole frothy feelings and everything. So we've gone through the excitement, the anxiety, and the frothy feelings. Doing the whole list making for the frothy feelings will help the anxiety a bit, but I think that one of the important things, and the fifth thing, and that'll probably help, is figuring out where it is you are going to make your money. What is your main point? So I am a portfolio freelancer. I do lots of different things to make money. The biggest one on my list is training clients and improving their websites and their social media marketing and how they can find their audience and how they can target them in a much more effective way, and that they don't need to use all of the platforms. They can pick which ones work, focus in on those, and really drill down and actually see a difference. And I will also help them understand how to manage their blogs and things like that. Basically, I do a lot of that. That's where my main money is going to come from. And also working on projects related to marketing. So I might be working on a video thing soon, which will be really fun. But I have lots of things regarding that. So that's where I'm going to make my main money. The next place I'm going to make my money, and it's not there yet, but it's coming through. I'm putting together an ebook, like a teaser ebook that you will get with the mailing list, all about social media, etc. And the platforms. Basically, it's all about the platforms and which one to use. The next thing is going to be the e-course. Now, I've talked about this for ages and I've never really got around to finishing it up. So I need to double down on that and focus on that so that I can sell that moving forward, and that it will be a constant one that will get updated and it will continue to grow and get better. So that is one that will definitely make me money in the long term. I just need to get it going. But in the short term, so I have the client work, and then I have some long-term ones, and then another short-term one. Things like people per hour. I have sent off multiple proposals on that. I have worked with people through that before. I can make money on that. Contacting brands and PR. I have worked with a number of brands in the past. You would have always seen it on my blog posts, etc., where I've put an asterisk in, and you will see the sponsored post stuff. I need to do more of that. I need to approach more brands that way. I do make a small amount of money off my YouTube and blog, but it's minuscule. The Google AdSense from that is tiny, absolutely tiny, which is always depressing, but that's fine. I have some really good evergreen videos and blog posts that continue to hit every single day and do really, really well. So that's something that will keep coming in. So I have talked with the people per hour. My main one, you just basically want to think, where is it you're going to make the most money? Concentrate your efforts on that. And then you want to get organized. I organize myself in a big view. So I will have, for example, a 3-month view, and then I will take a month weekly, and I will write out, I'll have certain days for writing the ebook. I will have certain days for recording and taking pictures, etc. for the blog. And for editing, I'll have a day set aside for all of that. I'll have days set aside for writing an ebook, and I will have within each of those hours that I will spend on social media and connecting with people and that sort of stuff. And I will also maybe allot a couple of hours in the morning to do things like Mint survey and those sort of things, which will make me small amounts of income, but it's fine for whenever my brain is only warming up. I can just tick along and do a few of those in the morning and then come back to them some other time. It's good to get organized and have a good view, whether it means you organize your day by hours, so that you allow the morning hours to do this, and then the afternoon you're going to do this. Sometimes I will do that. I'll have days set aside for planning. For example, this week is all about the planning and getting organized and getting things back into place, because I was all over the shop last week. I just need to take a deep breath, focus in, get it done. Throughout this week, I'm also sending out proposals, and I'm also contacting people and organizing meetings and following up emails, that sort of stuff. So I'm still doing all of that, but I allow a certain amount of time to do that. I also basically need to clean up my inbox a lot. So I work with a lot of PRs, and I've missed out on opportunities because the inbox is a nightmare. But I have allotted basically 1 day a month to clean out my inbox. That may seem extreme. I have thousands of emails and I need to sort it out. I need to get back on top of it. So yeah, throughout the morning, in the mornings, I will set aside an hour to read emails, reply to emails, and I will generally, if I'm sending off proposals to brands, I will have that email drafted and ready to go. So first thing in the morning, say just after 9 o'clock, I will send it. And I do that because most people get into the office, have their coffee, clean up their inbox and focus on what they need to. That's what I used to do anyway. So I want to allow them time to clean that up and have their coffee, and then I will be top of their inbox. So that's a way of dealing with it. But that is it. So I'm now freelance. I'm excited. Very excited. Point number 1, very, very excited. Point number 2, anxiety. Organize your time. Focus on what you're doing. Where's your money coming in? Frothy feelings. Make a list of all of the things that you have done that have got you to this point in your life. What makes you you? What makes you unique? That is where you want to focus in. You can totally do this. So those are the 5 things to expect, or how to deal with things when they do pop up. Just 5 chatty points basically. I will take you with me. I'll come back in like 2 weeks and have another update for you, and whether or not I'm freaking out. I should point out, and I want to be really clear, I've actually also applied to some part-time jobs because they're of interest. For example, there's some SEO work, and they would be part-time contract jobs. I've basically applied to the ones that have interested me because I want to continue doing things that I love. Like, I loved software testing for so many years, but I'm done with it for now. It's great, but I have lost, in the last year or so, I lost a lot of confidence in my work, and it just didn't make me happy anymore. Various things happened. If you watched the videos donkeys ago, you would have heard about it. I'm not going to rehash it now, but I very much fell out of love with it. When somebody continues to hit at your confidence about these things, sometimes it's best to take a break, and that's what I'm doing. And I'm falling in love with this whole new thing. It's wonderful. It's scary. It's absolutely wonderful though. It's fantastic. So if you're new onto the whole freelance thing as well, share with me all about what's going on with you. That would be really cool. And if you've been freelancing for ages, give us some advice, help a girl out, and help out anybody else down below. If you see any questions, always reply and give some useful information. If you have any questions for me, or if you want to see or you want to find out more about this, if there's certain aspects you want to talk more about, you want me to explain more about, let me know down below. And that is it. Thanks a million for watching. Please like, please subscribe, please tell all your friends, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.